Brandon, would you like to lead us off?
Sure thing. I'll ask this to Nats, and if Chicho wants to chime in, he can. He's your #1 fan right next to you. I just want to know, you're only like 8 months older than he is. So I just want to know how it feels to kind of be looked up to, by somebody so close in age to be able to either, kind of bring his dream to life on stage when you guys play, or even crush it by, being his first loss at Masters.
Sorry, that question goes to me.
Yeah, it goes to you, and if Chicho wants to respond, he can. Yeah.
Wait, can you repeat the question? I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. Just, Chicho has always kind of talked about how he looks up to you and everything. So I'm just curious, how it feels, you're so close in age, just how it feels to have another player, another peer kind of look up to you like that. And, what your thoughts are on potentially being able to crush your #1 fan's dreams on stage when you guys play.
Yeah. I mean, it feels good, to be honest. It feels good in terms of even playing against him. That's a good feeling that it's not always happen. It's even barely happening, to be honest, that you playing against your big fan, but it feels just good. I don't know how to explain that, and I'm happy to play against him so much. It's also interesting because when you play against him, you kind of already know that he knows what you're gonna do, so you need to think twice ahead. Do you really want to do that, or should you think about doing different stuff? That's interesting, and that's cool.
Does Chicho want to say anything to Nats?
球球，其实刚才他是问到说，其实我们也知道你是 Nats 的小粉丝儿嘛，那就是而且你们的年龄也相仿，他可能问到 Nats 就是说年龄相仿，并且他可能你会把他当成是你自己的偶像嘛，而且你们第一场对阵的话，他也有可能会再亲手粉碎一下你这个小粉丝的梦，就比如说会在比赛当中打败你啊，那你对此会不会有什么回应想要说呢？
我觉得比赛嘛，有输有赢，但是我们这次也是很有准备来的嘛，也不会像之前那么简单被击碎了。我觉得我们这次很有准备，我觉得这次我们该赢了。
Chicho said, you mean, competition, win or lose, but this time we got a lot of preparation for this matchup, and also we're not gonna be beat that easily. This time it's our turn to win.
Okay, let's have a good game then.
Thank you so much. We'll take the next question from Alan.
Okay, thank you. Hello， 下午好。我是 Alan。那个，我想问一下，就是二位啊，因为其实我们 VCTCN 的起点赛是开始的最早的，然后也是结束的最早的，所以其实跟其他赛区的时间上会有一点区别嘛，就开始的早，结束的早。那你们自己觉得这样一个时间的情况，你们是觉得会给你们，比如说更多的准备时间吗？还是更多的休息时间？会有一个什么样的感觉？然后你们觉得会给你们带来一些什么样的优势吗？或者是劣势，什么都可以。谢谢。
So maybe translate.
Just after he answers the question.
我觉得打得早，休得早，结束的早，是因为我们正好要过中国新年，对吧？我们过新年，所以说我们得休得早啊。其实其他感觉没有啥，因为我们当时也在过年嘛。
我觉得更多就是休息时间嘛，然后准备的东西其实还是跟结束时间其实没什么区别的，因为总体时间其实也没有那么多能变动的东西，其实也不会那么的太多吧。
好的，谢谢，加油。
So the question is like for CN League, your kickoff starts earlier and end earlier compared to other league. So the time difference will give you more time to, no matter you want to rest or prepare for the Master Bangkok. So do you think there are any effect on you, no matter it's positive or negative? And Hong Kong's answer is that the reason why we end earlier is because we have like Chinese New Year. And other than that, I didn't feel like too much difference. And Chicho said, I think we do have more time to rest, but I don't see really much different about our changes. I mean, we don't have too much changes during this time.
Thank you so much. We'll go next to Ravish. Like to unmute your mic. I think he might have stepped away. We'll go to William Chobra.
Thank you. Chobra from Korea here. I have a question for EDG, and I'd like to hear both players' answers if we can. But the question is you're almost the only team that has retained the same starting roster after winning champions. The only team to do that, aside from you guys, was back in 2021 with Ascend, and every other team has, kind of changed players for one reason or another. So I'm wondering, does this give you maybe more pressure because there's the same expectations as the exact same roster as last year, or is there maybe something different that maybe makes it easier for you guys?
这个问题希望两位 EDG 的选手都能够回答。其实在，上次冠军赛之后，不像其他队伍做了一些人员上的变动，那 EDG 是保留了原班人马的。那你们觉得就是像这样，其实大家也会对你们有更多的期待吗？这会给你们这会给到你们一些压力吗？又或者说，其实对于你们来说，其实是更有优势的？
我觉得没有什么压力吧，毕竟每一个新的一年都是一次从零的开始。然后我们是5个人，可能更多的优势就是在于大家都是拧成一股绳的人吧，就是反正我觉得劲儿都往一处使儿，然后就好好打吧。
我觉得就是压力这个东西，在我们首尔的时候，其实已经验证过，就是我们没有压力的时候，我们打的会比较好。所以说，我觉得我们现在不要去在意任何外界给的压力，我们只需要保持我们自己的冲劲就好。
So Kongkong's answer is that we feel like there's no pressure about that, about the roster didn't change, and we just want to say this is new year, everything just start from zero, and I think our advantage is like our strong point is about our teamwork. All of our members have the same goal. We always work together. And Chicho's answer was that I feel like in Seoul we have see that if we got no pressure in that situation, we can play better. So we're just gonna keep that momentum and do better in this tournament.
Thank you. We'll go next to Pedro Romero.
Yes. I got a question for Patitek. Obviously, I remember when we last had a discussion before the start of this entire year, and it gave me a sense of promise as to how far this team can go. And it'd be fair to say that I didn't expect for you guys to make Masters, but still, it's a testament to the improvement of the team. And I want to ask to you, Patitek, what enabled this team to play so well, especially at the very start of the year, and also what are the biggest factors that you have played into the team from the start of kickoff up until this very moment that allowed you guys to play so well as you have?
I think it's a mix of everything, honestly. Great individuals with great coaching staff, and obviously Ayas Nuts sitting next to me, switching back to the IGL role. I think he did a great job about it, and he's on his way to become one of the greatest IGLs, in my opinion. About me, I think what I bring to the team, I mean, I just bring confidence, you know. I think that's the main point. I bring confidence to my players, and I think, especially with the young roster that we have right now, giving confidence to the younger players is very important, so they can basically just focus on shooting and nothing else, you know. Me and Ayas are the guys to do the dirty work, and they just do the shooting part, you know. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you. We'll go back to Ravish next.
Thank you. Sorry. My question is for Kong Kong. Now, you had mentioned previously, and I think many people have expressed that they see you as the main character, whether it be in a game or in general in life. Now, I want to ask specifically from your point of view, if you were the main character of, let's say, an anime or a cartoon, which one would it be and why, perhaps?
Can you like repeat the last part of your question?
Sure. Yeah. If you was the main character or the MC of an anime or cartoon, which one would it be and why? Maybe.
这个问题是想要问到康康选手，其实很多人都会把你想做是，不管是在游戏当中还是日常的生活当中，很多人都会觉得说把你作为是一个主人公来看待的。如果是对于你来说，去不管是任何一部卡通啊或者动画片，就是说以你是一位主人公的话，你觉得会是哪一部动画或者是卡通？
我觉得其实跟我性格比较相仿的，应该就是排球少年的日向向阳吧。我也希望能够成为队伍里面的小太阳，去一直用我自己的努力跟我自己弥补自己的不足，然后去帮助我这个队伍，然后去。虽然说我打游戏比较激进，所以说就可能容易很快的白给，但是我觉得我还是需要去发挥我的长处，因为这个队伍需要我去这样做，对。然后我也希望能够继续把这些活力的一面、青春的一面去带给我的队伍，让我们队伍走得更远。虽然说会有很多曲折，但是我认为曲折是干不死我们的。
So the answer is that I would like to say the volleyball junior. I will be the main character because I want to be that. I want to be like the son, the little son for our team. You know, although I have those mistakes, sometimes I got their weakness, but I still want to help the whole team. I mean, sometimes I might be aggressive in the server. I just die in vain, but sometimes I just feel like the team need me to do that. And I also want to take this, to bring this energy, that young blood into our team, no matter there's obstacles, but those obstacles cannot like take us down.
A fearless leader. Love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. If the on-site media would like to start lining up, we'll begin asking your questions.
สื่อไทยถ้ามีคำถามต่อแถวได้เลยนะคะ
And in the meantime, let's go to Miguel from Sons of KS. Team Liquid, if you'd like to go first.
Yeah, touching on the Tejo, I think that's very hard to adapt. I would say like this to the Tejo, especially with a lot of terms and overall. If we comparing the previous year and this year, if we're starting with the kickoff, the new agent release, and you don't really know is he going to be good or not, so you're kind of taking a risk to try to play the new agent to break the meta. And I think that's the harder part was for the most of the teams, and who managed to play with the agent, they did good. Who didn't play the agent or who didn't master that agent, they didn't show up the best. And now going to the new agent that is coming soon and going after the tournament into the stage 1, that also brings a bit of, especially for the teams who is in the Masters Bangkok, a bit of not even randomness, but you need to adapt very fast to what is going on right now in terms of the map pool is changing, the metas on the map pool is changing, maybe the meta on the maps that is played right now is changing. So there's a lot you need to adapt in the moment, and you need to be a bit lucky even sometimes, because you need to perform, you need to also rest a bit, because all of us are humans, we are not robots. So that's why it's a good thing, to be honest, of this year. It's a randomness. Most of the people is going to say in randomness, but that's where I find it funny and interesting of this year, how actually everyone is going to adapt into it. That's at least my perspective for this year.
这个问题，两位 EDG 的选手也可以来回答。就是在版本当中，新英雄太湖上线了，觉得在这个版本当中，在比赛里面会带来哪些影响？不管是如何去应对它，如何去调整，又觉得将它带入到阵容当中的话，会有怎样的优势啊，或者说会有怎样的影响？
I think it's definitely challenging to adapt to the new initiator and duelist that is going to come out. But I think as I look at it, it's fun to adapt to all those new things. But as Nats mentioned, in my opinion, I think it brings a bit more randomness, a bit more of a RNG moments in Valorant, especially like strategic wise. And for teams that are in Bangkok, they won't have that much time for the preparation coming to the stage 1 as other teams. So we're gonna see how teams will prepare and how everyone will try to adapt. But as I mentioned earlier, it's gonna be fun.
我觉得这个新英雄对于防守方开局的布局会有些影响吧，因为他的技能说实话有点太快了，就有点强势了。然后呢，可能清道具就是清防守方的道具变得很简单，然后你往前面怎么说呢就不太好守吧？怎么说？可能就是如果作为少尉的话，我比较讨厌。
Chicho said when you are a defense side, seems like this agent will have a big affection for your like how you put your key to your how you put your key to your skill because the Taiho hit skill is too fast. Seems like his hit can get this side so easily. And as a sentinel, it seems like I don't like this agent.
Thank you. We'll take questions from the on-site media.
ครับจากประเทศไทยแลนด์นะครับอยากถามคังครับผมว่าในการตั้งแต่ EDG มาแข่งในมาสเตอร์หรือแชมเปี้ยนทุกๆครั้งก็จะเจอการเห็นอย่าง Paper X แต่ครั้งนี้ Paper X ไม่ได้มาคุณคิดว่าเส้นทางการคว้าแชมป์ของ EDG เนี่ยจะง่ายขึ้นหรือเปล่าครับ
This question is for Kang Kang. In the previous matches, EDG has been facing Paper X, and this time Paper X is not here. Do you think that it would be easier for you to win?
这个问题是想要问到康康选手。其实之前我们看到过很多次 EDG 与 PRX 的交手，但这一次可能 PRX 没有来到这儿。那觉得对于 EDG 来说，会不会是一次更加轻松的取得胜利呢？在这一次比赛当中。
我觉得面对每一支队伍其实都是一样的，我没有觉得哪支队伍比较难打，哪支队伍简单。当然 ，PRX 没有能来到这次曼谷大师赛，我觉得挺可惜的。但是他们是我们的兄弟，所以说我们要带着兄弟的那份信念一起走下去。对。
I mean, we fix. I think it's all the same when we face against every teams. There's no who is difficult to face against, who is easier to face. But I feel this time PRX didn't make it to come to Master Bangkok. This is a pity for both of our teams because we are brothers. You know, we'll take this brotherhood and go further.
ค่ะก็คังบอกว่าจริงๆแล้วก็น่าจะไม่มีอะไรเปลี่ยนแปลงมากนะคะเพราะทุกเกมก็เก่งกันอยู่แล้วไม่มีว่าจะง่ายกว่าหรือยากกว่าแต่สำหรับครั้งนี้ที่ PRX ไม่ได้มาเนี่ยรู้สึกว่าเป็นเขารู้สึกว่าเสียดายมากเพราะว่าEDG กับ PRX มันเป็นพี่น้องกันนะคะก็ถ้าเกิดว่าได้มาด้วยก็จะเป็นแบบ2พี่น้องดูโอแล้วก็อาจจะไปถึงเส้นชัยกันได้
Thank you
Go ahead
ใช่ค่ะ
ครับผมเป็นคำจากออนไลน์สเตชันนะครับเป็นคำถามเดียวกับทีมที่ผ่านมาทั้งหมดนะครับว่าอยากรู้ว่าทั้งสองทีมมีเทคนิคทางจิตวิทยาในการแข่งขันมีผลมากน้อยแค่ไหนต่อฟอร์มการเล่นครับแล้วก็เทคนิคที่สำคัญกับการโฟกัสของเกมทั้งสองทีมมีวิธีแตกต่างกันอย่างไรครับ
This is a question for both teams. How do you prepare yourself mentally, and how do you think the mental preparation helps you? And what are some tips and tricks?
I mean, when it comes to mental preparation, I think the most important thing is sleep, because we are not robots, right? We need to sleep. I think like this is the most important thing for gamers, for professional players, is to have a good sleep schedule. When coming to tournaments with different time zones, it's hard to adjust, but it's not impossible. So you gotta focus more on that rather than like playing the game and just grinding 12 hours of ranked. Just basically get a good sleep, and from that, you're ready to go.
这个问题 EDG 的两位选手也可以回答，就是想问一下大家的心态上面是如何做准备的呢？以及你觉得这种准备会怎样帮助到你们？在做一些心态上准备的时候，有没有一些方法和小妙招呢？
我觉得我是会给自己在赛前一些心理建设的人， 然后我只要把我赛前的心理建设全部做完，那我一定可以在这场比赛当中发挥的挺好。对，所以说，像我们这种没有安全感的人，就需要在比赛前做一些心理建设吧，我认为。
I mean, before the matchup, I always take care of my mentality. I mean, if I did that good this time, I will performance well in that matchup because for some people like insecure like me, we need those kind of routine for take care of our mentality.
ค่ะสำหรับทีม Liquid นะคะบอกว่าการนอนนะคะคือสิ่งที่สำคัญที่สุดค่ะเพราะว่าถ้าพักผ่อนไม่พอเนี่ยจะส่งผลต่อการเล่นนะคะแล้วก็สำหรับทริปนี้เนี่ยเขาก็ได้มีการปรับเวลานะคะก็คือนอนเยอะๆแล้วก็พยายามปรับเวลาให้ทันกับเวลาประเทศไทยนะคะส่วน EDG บอกว่าการทำสมาธิเป็นสิ่งที่สำคัญมากเพราะว่าสำหรับเขาเนี่ยเขาเป็นคนที่ขี้ประหม่าเพราะฉะนั้นต้องโฟกัสมากกว่าปกตินิดนึงค่ะใช่ไหมคะ
คำถามนี้ถามทีม Liquid ครับว่าเพื่อนร่วมทีมอย่างเคโกะได้มีบอกอะไรเกี่ยวกับประเทศไทยไว้บ้างไหมครับแล้วก็มีแผนว่าจะไปทำอะไรกันบ้างนอกจากที่มาแข่งที่ประเทศไทยครับ
ขออีกรอบได้ไหมคะ
ครับก็เพื่อนร่วมทีมเคโกะได้บอกอะไรเกี่ยวกับประเทศไทยกับเพื่อนร่วมทีมบ้างไหมครับแล้วก็มีแผนว่าจะไปทำอะไรกันบ้างหรือเปล่า
This is a question for Team Liquid that you have Keiko. Is he telling you anything about Thailand? Fun facts about Thailand, and do you guys have any plans together?
I mean, he's here right now. Actually,
Yeah.
you want him to answer?
เขาอยู่ข้างหลังนะคะ
Overall, yeah, he's showing us everything. He's saying us what should we eat, what we shouldn't eat, where should we go, what should we watch, all of that. So he's taking care of us this time. That's very cool. We do have plans, but let's see how the tournament is gonna go because there is a lot of matches in a row matches. So we didn't have a day off yet. We didn't have time to explore. Only the first day they went to see something. And yeah, that was the only our opportunity, I would say. Let's see how the tournament will go.
He's taking good care of us, basically.
Yeah.
ค่ะก็ทางเคโกะเองก็บอกว่าอะไรที่ควรกินอะไรไม่ควรกินอะไรคนที่ลองชิมหรือว่าไม่ควรไปยุ่งนะคะแต่ว่าทั้งหมดแล้วเนี่ยก็คือดูแลทีมเป็นอย่างดีนะคะตอนนี้ทางทีมยังไม่มีแผนที่จะไปเที่ยวที่ไหนเพราะอยากที่จะโฟกัสกับการแข่งขันก่อนนะคะแล้วก็เพิ่งมาได้แค่วันแรกเนาะแล้วก็ Patitek ก็แอดเพิ่มว่าเขาดูแลทีมเป็นอย่างดีจริงๆค่ะ
Thank you.
Hello guys, I'm Solera Viawar.gg. My question will be to both teams, but I would like to ask first Team Liquid and Nuts. Добрый день.
Добрый.
Добро пожаловать в Bangkok, Team Liquid. So my question is, it's somewhat poetic that both of your teams are facing each other. There are obviously a lot of narratives between Team Liquid and EDG. But I would like to compare your kickoff run, like both teams did an impressive lower bracket run. And then there was some point, like at first you were not performing as well. And then something happened, match against food probably. So I would like to ask both teams, what was that moment that changed it for you during kickoff and allowed you to qualify for the international event? Thank you.
Should I start or you translate first?
You can start and then we'll translate after.
Okay, so yeah, that was a good part from us, and I think that's mostly how you see how the difference between the teams. Some teams don't reply on that kind of challenges, on that kind of mistakes in the proper way. I think we got lucky and we had a lot of good direction in terms of, especially as you mentioned, after the footballist game, we took a right approach. Every one of us, not just some of us, every one of us as a team took a right approach, and we decided how we're gonna beat that lower bracket run. Everyone was very motivated. Everyone had a dream, especially Keiko. That was his dream. So that's why he was performing very well. So, but yeah, we find something after the foot game that helped us a lot. Let's see how we're going to be on the Masters Bangkok right now.
Thank you.
两位选手都可以回答这个问题啊。那可能在起点赛的时候，不管是 Team Liquid 还是 EDG，你们可能都先跌入了败者组，但是可能从这个节点之后，就会发现你们其实是打出了之后做出了很多的转变，打出了非常精彩的比赛。那想要知道是怎样的一个节点或者怎样的一个时刻，让你们做出了这种转变呢？
我觉得适当的泼泼冷水是好事。
Chicho said sometimes some obstacles, maybe like a really cold water like through to you. Sometimes it's a good thing for you to adjust yourself.
That's a great comparison. Thank you. Good luck to both teams.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to take a couple of questions from the remote media. Let's go to End Poem.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so this question is for Nats. I will go with I ask you in Chinese first and then translate it to English. 这里是萌娘百科无畏学员编辑组。然后这个问题给到 Nats 选手。Nats 选手，你的位置呢也随着 Team Liquid 的阵容变动的时候，从自由人转变到了指挥位。那么在这个转变的过程中，有没有哪些不适应的地方？So Nats, your position changed from flex to in-game leader during the roster change. So was there anything you found difficult to adapt during this transition? Thank you.
I mean, a lot of not even difficult. I call it challenges, and the challenges that I like to face. Maybe that's something that I was missing for the past years. That's good. That's the challenges that I face is first of all how should we lead the team with me and the coach? How should I lead the boys in the game, not just in terms of IGLing to say how they're gonna do in some kind of strats, but overall the mental preparation, approach, preparation of everything overall. And that's the challenges that I like to face. And I'm not gonna say it's difficult, just a lot of different challenges, every single direction, in-game related, outside of the game related. I just enjoy it, and that's it.
Thank you.
We'll take a question next from Alejandro Sanchez. Would you like to unmute your mic? All right. Let's go then to Arnab.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi guys, hi Nats, hi Patitek, Chicho and Kangkang. First of all, congrats on qualifying. Excited to see you guys on the stage. My question is actually for both the teams, and whoever is open to it to answering, I would love to know their point of view. The first part of the question would be for Nats. I remember talking to you and you were talking about how the best of 5 series will be the first time you will be IGLing and you are excited about. So I want to know your experience, how it has been 2 best of 5 series back to back. And we were talking about your pleasure and pains of being an IGL. But now you will be facing against the world champions. They have the title to defend in Masters Bangkok as well. How do you look into that challenge? And same goes for the EDG guys. Being a new IGL, this Nats but a veteran player, do you think that gives a sort of I'll say ease for your matchup against them? What are your thoughts on that? Thank you.
So about the first question about the best of 5, it felt very good. I mean, the first best of 5, we played only 3 maps, and 3 maps went pretty fast. So, but if we're talking about the second best of 5 against the Vitality, the 5 maps that we played, it was a bit exhausting, to be honest. As a player, I wasn't feeling that before, but as an IGL, that actually was interesting for me because I need to think for the whole 5 maps. And as I was saying you before about not just IGL part, also thinking about how the boys feel, how I feel, and all of that stuff. That was a good experience, and I like that experience. And touching about the preparation for the EDG, the preparation will be the same as for every team. This is international event. The only thing that everyone is going to face is the different playstyles, and especially the different agents. So the Tejo came to the meta, and not every region is using the new agent in the same way. That's why it will be interesting how the meta is gonna be in this tournament. Every team will need to be adapting. They will need to adapt some kind of to our playstyle. We'll need to adapt to their playstyle in some terms. So that will be interesting.
Thank you. We'll take a question from Alan.
Excuse me.
Do you want an answer from EDG?
Yeah.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yeah. My question for them was that given that Nats will be IGLing for the first time in an international event, and they have the experience and they're the defending champions of the game, how this matchup is for them? Is that an easy win, or how they look up for the upcoming matchup?
这个问题是想要问到 EDG 的。那现在这一次面对到 Team Liquid 的嘛，这一次 Nats 也是作为了队内的指挥位，然后这一次面对到他们会有怎么样的期待呢？尤其是在这种转变之下，看到他们其实在自己赛区起点赛也是完成的很好。
因为他们每一场比赛其实我都看了嘛，然后不管是直播还是录像，我都有看嘛。然后我觉得就是他们的风格转变了很多吧。然后我觉得就是他们现在很激进，然后也打得很细腻，所以说我觉得是个很强大的对手吧。然后主要就是感觉就是整体他们的风格现在会让我们需要去适当的减缓我们自己的节奏，而不让自己去陷入他们的节奏。我觉得这是我们需要运用的一些方法，去跟他们比拼吧。
I have to say, every match of Team Liquid, I have watched every match of them. Like no matter stream or what, I feel like their play style have changed a lot. On one hand, they are aggressive. They played aggressive, but in other hand, they're just did so well detailedly. I feel they are a really powerful opponent to face against. And also to face against with them, we have to slow down our pace, and we're gonna try our best.
Thank you, both the teams, and looking forward to your matchup, as I said before, and best of luck in the tournament.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to take 2 more questions. Alan, get ready. You're going to close us out at the end, but we'll take the question from the room first.
เชิญค่ะ
อันนี้ถามคังๆครับ ถามเกี่ยวกับเรื่อง hate speech ที่ต้องเจอแล้วก็ความกดดันจากสิ่งรอบตัวว่ามีวิธีรับมือยังไง แล้วก็มีอะไรอยากฝากบอกกับแฟนๆชาวจีนที่เชียร์พวกเขาอยู่ครับ
ขอรีพีทคำถามแรกหน่อยได้ไหมคะ
ครับมีวิธีรับมือยังไงกับ hate speech ที่ต้องเจอแล้วก็ความกดดันจากสิ่งรอบข้างครับ
This question is for Kang Kang. How do you handle hate speech or negative comments? And if you have anything to say to the Thai fans?
这个问题想问到康康选手，其实有时候在面对到比较有批评性建议的一些评论的时候，你是如何去看待的呢？那以及有没有什么话是想要传递给来自泰国的粉丝的呢？
那个批评性的言论其实太多了，所以说我就还是始终贯彻一点，就是你爱我就继续爱，不爱你恨我就继续恨吧啊。然后想对泰国的粉丝说，谢谢你们一直以来支持，我们会更努力的。
So I have to say those toxic comments, there was too much. I have to say that just one thing I wanna claim is that if you love me, keep loving me. If you hate me, just hate me. I feel like to all the Thai fans, I want to say that thank you for your supporting, and we're gonna try our best and bring the best of us in this Master Bangkok.
ค่ะก็สำหรับคังๆก็คือเขาชิลไม่ค่อยสนใจเท่าไหร่ก็ใครอยากที่จะรักเขาก็รักเขาถ้าใครที่ไม่อยากจะรักเขาก็ไม่เป็นไรส่วนอยากจะฝากถึงแฟนๆคนไทยนะคะก็คือก็อยากให้มาดูแล้วก็ขอบคุณสำหรับทุกแรงเชียร์ค่ะ
Thank you. And the last question is going to come from Alan. Go ahead, Alan.
Okay, thank you. So this is question goes to Patitek. Hi, Patitek.
Hello.
Hi, send some love from China. So I remember that from the loser final when you sweep 3-0 through Heretics and winning the slots into this event. I remember there was a scene in the stream where you when the game ends, when the whole match ends, and you seems like really relief, lying back on your chair, and similar. It seems like you have something like praying or a lot of thoughts in your head. Can you give us a little bit flashback? What are your thoughts back then? What are you thinking? What are your emotions back then? Thank you.
At the time that we beat Heretics 0, I mean, for me, it was kind of surreal at the moment because I really wanted to play against them and I really wanted to win. But for me personally, I knew that it's going to be a tough match, which it wasn't. But in my head, I was making scenarios that it's going to be either like a really hard game or they're going to smash us, you know? So that game really mattered for me because, as everyone knows, I was playing with them for a lot of tournaments and for a lot of time, and we kind of bonded together really well. So I really wanted to prove to them that me being in Team Liquid, we still have a chance of beating them, which at the time I thought that they are the best team in the world, besides EDG, like second. So for me, it was a really important game. And the thing that I did that, like I looked up the sky, I mean, at the roof, it was a huge sign of relief because for me, it proved that Team Liquid is a team that can qualify to international events, and that is an indicator that we can become a best team in the world, in my opinion. So that was on one side of the relief, and the second relief was that I just beat Heretics 3-0 to qualify to Masters Bangkok, which I didn't think would be possible, but it was. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Team Liquid.
Thank you.
EDG, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us. This will conclude the final pre-event press conference, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. For those of you joining us online and in the room, thank you so much for your questions. You have badges.
Oh, thank you.
I need to give you tickets. Anything else I owe you?
Oh, but touch me, I don't
Vamos a